3, 2, 1.
Here we go!
Welcome back to the show, everybody. My name is Jaden with the AMP Podcast, Adventure and Activity Marketing Pros, here in our studio, live at the office, at our agency in Las Vegas. The weather's starting to warm up, guys, and it's starting to be nice out.
I like that.
I think the weather, like in Vegas, people talk about like March is like ideal, isn't it?
I've made a proactive effort to not wear pants, and it's gonna pull off.
I support that.
Sorry about the volume in the headphones in the beginning, Alex, there. I mean, had everybody else's up. I didn't
Where's
know.
my eardrum?
The sensitive. I know. It's a little loud. It's a little loud, but we'll get that on the post recording. So, we're here in the office. So, in case you guys don't know where we're at, we're actually in Vegas. We actually run our tour business and our agency out of the same office. So, we do slingshots, Jeeps, jet skis, and also all of our digital marketing agency stuff for AMP Agency, and it's right here in Vegas.
A little bit of digital marketing happens here.
A little bit.
Just a small amount.
Today we actually had coffee for the whole team, and so I'm kind of wired, and so I was ready to be like, hey, let's do a podcast.
Yeah. Do you like this coffee?
Okay, so Dutch Brothers. Let's talk about that for a little bit.
I think it's overrated.
What was everybody's review?
This was my first time having it. I checked out the website and everything, and I mean, I was actually kind of impressed. I mean,
what'd you have?
I had a strawberry smoothie.
Ooh, I had a caramel hot chocolate. It was
there you go.
Excellent.
Was it? Perfect.
I'm the only one that's underwhelmed. I just feel like it's not Starbucks.
So I'll admit, I'm a temperature person, and so like if it's scorching hot and burns your mouth, like I hate that.
Oh, I love that. That's my favorite.
Really?
It needs to burn my mouth, or else I'm like.
Do you have taste buds? Like, does it burn your tongue?
If it burns my tongue, it was like perfect.
Really? That is so weird.
Huh. All right.
Interesting.
That's how
I hate that. And that's why like sometimes Starbucks isn't hot enough for people, right? Do you ever get a Starbucks and it's not hot enough?
I don't really drink coffee.
Oh, okay.
So I got a hot chocolate.
How long have you had that problem?
Hot chocolate or no coffee?
Yeah.
I don't like coffee. I take caffeine pills in the morning.
Why not just drink coffee?
I don't like the taste of coffee.
Okay, why not drink iced tea or warm tea?
I don't really like tea either. Hot tea's good. Iced tea.
So you just drink Jolt Cola and...
I just drink water, basically. Water and my caffeine pills in the morning, and I'm good to go.
You realize water has no taste? So
that
disgusting.
crisp, cold feeling. That's all you need.
I mean, I love water.
I know.
Water is my favorite
I love
drink.
water.
Yeah.
Well,
So in case you guys haven't heard the new voice on here, we have Alex. She's our social media manager, and she is on the podcast with us, and Steve's just ripping her. These two banter all the time about stuff. This is going to be the Steve and Alex banter show.
Oh my God.
that's good. That's good. We got to keep it real.
Excited to be here.
Glad you're here. You know, it's just right next door to your office.
You literally didn't even walk down the aisle or hall.
Yeah.
Very close.
So everybody, so let's talk about the Dutch Brothers, though. I didn't give my opinion, I guess, on that. And we know Alex's, we know Steve. Steve is underwhelmed. I think it's like the dessert menu coffee for people. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Rather
I
for
could totally
coffee,
see that,
for
yeah.
coffee snobs.
What did you have?
I had the Golden Eagle, which is a signature drink for them. And it's a vanilla caramel breve with caramel drizzle.
Ooh.
So
Caramel, I like that.
I had the Annihilator, and I know we're recording this for the YouTube, but this is huge. Who needs this? I've been drinking this all day, and I drink a lot of fluids throughout the day. This has to be 8,000 calories.
It's got, what is their size too?
I think extra large. This is
Yeah.
42 ounces of coffee.
So
The Annihilator only comes in one size? Is that...
That's what I got brought. Okay, I wasn't there on the pickup.
Kevin
mission.
got the Annihilator too. That's what he told me he got too.
That's funny.
So yeah, I think it's good. I mean, there's a lot of them popping up in Vegas. A lot of them are regional. In case you haven't heard of Dutch Brothers, they have huge lines out the door all the time. I think they're pretty efficient though.
Have you ever gone through the drive-thru?
No, I've only had it a handful of
Oh.
times. So
They are the friendliest people.
Are
like extra friendly. Like
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah,
like,
Chick-fil-A friendly.
like annoying kind of. So I don't know if anybody else likes this. I don't like this. I don't want to carry on chit chat banter with you at the window.
No. Yeah, same.
So like, how's your day going?
Like, just close the
Where's
window.
my
Yeah.
fucking coffee?
I just want to hear, my pleasure and move on.
Like, let me just listen to what I'm listening to. I don't want to talk to you about my day. So what do you got going on today? Nothing. Nothing. I'm not gonna do anything today. Today is just I'm drinking coffee and crying. That's my day.
Daily routine.
Yeah, I feel you. I mean, we that's I'm not even gonna go there on that. Okay, I was gonna say off topic. So let's talk about current events and stuff going on. Yesterday was the Super Bowl. Today is February 8th, so it's the day after the Super Bowl. Tom Brady is still the GOAT.
He is.
7 Super Bowls for the man.
I cashed my winning ticket last night. There was a big line.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah,
I
so
was very happy with the results.
I was digging in this morning. So what actually happened is, and what I heard is the online sports books, the app crashed.
Oh, really?
And because of server problems, and some backstory is all the major players, DraftKings, MGM, Barstool, they all use the same. He was saying it's kind of a monopoly. I watched it on the Barstool live stream.
Oh.
But it's all the same servers. It's like if AWS went down.
Maybe if
Right.
could we get Dave Portnoy on this to talk
Yeah,
about?
we'll get him on.
Dial in Dave.
Dial
Portnoy
in Dave. We'll
for,
just get him on his podcast schedule
Okay.
and get him on. But everybody's crashed. I mean, if you go to social media and you go check out MGM, everybody had a statement, you know what I mean, that said, hey, sorry about it. We're still going to pay you. And, you know what I mean? There's a little bit of some downtime. But that's crazy. I think sports betting, in-game betting, that type of stuff is going to the moon.
I think it's a trap. That's why I don't do it. I go to the casino still like an old man.
I get the
put
trap.
my cash down and I walk away because if I have money in my gaming app, I gamble it.
Yeah.
So it's way easier to just take cash to the casino and then I know I'm not going to bet stupid coin tosses and stuff like that.
Well, actually, living in Las Vegas, as you guys know, we're not really able to use like DraftKings and all that stuff.
Why?
Well,
And
What's that?
you guys have never like
The fact-
I tried to use DraftKings here, and they're
Okay.
like, yeah, it's not supported in your
Yeah,
location.
but there's like 1,000 casino apps. There's
Well,
like doesn't
yeah,
MGM
that's why I have-
station?
he's talking about he can't use DraftKings.
Like
which-
DraftKings
which makes sense.
specific.
But BetMGM, I mean,
Gotcha.
they're not going to bring it
I use
together.
William Hill, obviously.
Yeah, I
so.
got a William.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but Station Casinos has their own betting app. You know what I mean for
Which one do
sports
you use?
book.
Sports. Go sports.
That's the one.
How many baskets did they score yesterday? So
That's funny. I
Did
know-
you watch a game?
I was present for the game. I can't say that I watched it.
Did you watch any commercials?
I tried.
Okay.
Kinda
What was the
loud.
favorite one you saw?
They were all just kind of sad and depressing.
You didn't like State Farm with Drake?
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
Drake was.
Yeah, Drake with State Farm.
What was the other one? I would think it was with Shaggy. It was with what was her name? Was it Mila Kunis and
I must have missed that one.
I can do it. Shag it. Oh,
yeah. They made like a remake of
sounds
like
just like
of
him
the
or what?
song, like the It Was
I
a
miss
Me
the
song.
lover.
Yeah. Mr. Lover.
That's exactly what this mic makes me feel. I miss the lover. Can you name Mr. Bombastic?
I know who Shaggy is. I just didn't.
When she got me on the counter,
We'll bust into the karaoke version of this
even
later.
on my shoulder.
All right.
Okay.
Podcast karaoke with Jaden.
That's next.
Hey, we'll do that. I'm down for it. So, okay, commercials. I noticed. I mean, well, Steve was actually at my house, and I got kids, and we had their own. What is everybody's opinion on the halftime
On
show?
kids.
On
Oh.
kids.
I liked it.
You would.
Okay, so let's go around the table real quick. Scale of 1 out of 10, and then give your reason behind it. Okay, Alex, go first. So you liked it. So 1 out of 10.
Why?
8.5.
Okay, and
so
reason why? I mean, reason that you give
I
that.
think The Weeknd is a great performer. I liked his use of all the backup dancers, and like the stage presence was great.
You like
Okay.
the jock straps?
Yes,
Yes, you did.
we love a good jockstrap. No, I thought it was really entertaining.
Okay, so I'm glad. I'm curious on everybody's opinion because then this is going to go
I-
to my next point here.
I give it a 2.
Ooh,
Two.
Barely a 2.
Wow.
2 is he showed up. God, that was
Beg to
trash.
differ.
First off, that's trash. Like, he doesn't have, first off, on him as the artist, he doesn't have a good enough portfolio of music to support his own halftime show. Now, had it been The Weeknd with Ariana Grande or some other mainstream artist, sure, maybe. I can even see that. But that was weak sauce.
So what you're saying is you didn't recognize any of the songs?
I recognize all the songs, but none of them were like, he's no Bruno Mars. That was.
I think they had Bruno Mars already.
He has like one club banger hot song. The rest are like, God, make out in the basement music. It's lame. I was.
Steve gave the.
It was. That was weak.
So that was your review on that. So
2 thumbs down.
I got it. Okay. So what's your review on it, Brian?
I guess to add to that, I mean, I like The Weeknd as an artist. I listen to his music and everything. I'll give it maybe like a 6.7 though.
Okay.
Why? Let's see, the crowd with the people with the mask on and everything, that kind of freaked me out. And then to add to you too, Steve, what I really love about like halftime like Super Bowl performances is like the special guests, that comes in. That's what really gets me excited,
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna give it like a 5 out of 10.
Wow, a bunch of haters.
So
This wasn't good.
I don't think he's a legend. You know what I mean? Like Super Bowls are meant for legends. Like last year, I mean, we had Shakira, J-Lo. I mean, they're international superstars. The Weeknd was a featuring artist that should have been brought on, like featuring The Weeknd if he had a good year, right? Or like it was somebody like, I mean, even if it was a country artist, like, I mean, I think Eric Church almost has a bigger presence than The Weeknd. But I also think I'm not downplaying The Weeknd's like song ability because I think he's good and I think the songs made sense. But I don't think he's like a Black Eyed Peas. He's not a Madonna.
Black Eyed Peas.
They're superstars. They're like, I mean, I think he still is an international
He
star.
headlines festivals.
Which
He
festival?
headlined Coachella. He headlined Life
Really?
is Beautiful. Yes.
But you know what happens at Coachella?
He was popular
Other
at the time.
artists.
But he was popular
Other
at the
artists
time, yeah.
happen at Coachella. Not the we. So after seeing that, does that make you more or less tempted to go to a Weeknd concert?
I've seen him twice.
Oh, so you're
But
already.
Not like the Weeknd concert. Like I saw him at festivals.
Yeah, same here.
So would you
But he
buy a
was headlining.
ticket if he was coming to Vegas? Would you go see him?
I mean, I'm not a diehard The Weeknd fan. So
I mean, like right now, I'll go to any concert.
yeah, if it was live and happening right now, yeah, I would.
Yeah, that's
Well,
true.
that's probably
good point.
true,
That's a good
but-
point, Brian.
You said Chicago's playing at the Rio? I'm there.
It's hard.
Well,
It's
okay.
hard to say. I'm sorry.
Chicago, I mean, is a good point. I mean, so I think to the point, because I've heard younger people said it was a good show, but then I don't think that they're old enough to remember any of the past halftime shows. You know what I mean?
What's your favorite been then?
My favorite, I mean, I
Or
think
memorable?
I think last year, like, think
That was
about how much
pretty good.
last year, like, J-Lo got talked about. I
Bruno
mean,
Mars,
she
Bruno
killed
Mars
it.
is banging.
Bruno Mars was good.
Mm-hmm.
I know people are always, they bring in, like, that there's no rock or there hasn't been. And I'm going back from, like, post 2000s. Like, I remember, like, when Creed and stuff like that played the halftime show.
You wanna
Well,
listen
what
to Creed?
about
And they showed even back in the day when they had the older guys play on the stage too. Bruce Springsteen, or maybe was that who it was?
they did? Steven Tyler, Britney Spears, and Run DMC.
That's epic.
Like, that's epic.
epic. Yeah.
It's a combo.
Like Britney Spears and Steven Tyler have nothing in common, but that is like what people are expecting with a halftime show. Not
With the Super Bowl halftime show, it's kind of
Yes.
connected to that combo. Like they could have had. Well, I mean, we talked about this at my house. Like Stevie Nicks, that Dream song was
Yeah.
popular this year,
Yep,
right?
they coulda had
Like
it.
that would have been relevant to the time, or she could have got brought out
Yep.
in something like that, or even do something with some of these TikTok stars or these influencers like that dog face or. Well, okay, have you guys? So side note on this, have you guys checked out what Shaq does during the halftime or for Super Bowl?
No.
Have what he's starting to do. So check out Shaq's social medias and stuff like that. So he does his own
Halftime show.
It's almost his own show that's live streamed during the Super Bowl.
Shaq Fu?
And it's called the Shaq's Funhouse. And it's meant for, because this is exactly where I want to go into, is like experiences. Like we were actually in Palm Springs and Coachella's hosted there. And I also think, and we talked about this too, about going to Tampa for like a destination or like an experience, right, as the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Alex, you just went to Florida a couple weeks ago. And So I think that the tourism and the travel side is going to be these experiences where people are going to base off their destinations off of experiences. Does that kind of make sense? Like
makes sense.
like the Super Bowl and stuff. So like Shaq, what he's doing is he's making, it's called Shaq's Funhouse, and he's like trying to get people to come to it, to buy tickets, to buy, you know what I mean, to see these artists. Like Diplo was there, Major Lazer was there, all these different
But
artists.
that was way better than the halftime show.
Well, and I think that makes sense when things open back up, right? So like kind of how to adjust to capitalize off the market. I mean, there's going to be tourists there, and not everybody's going to go to the game, but a lot of people are going to come for the game.
Right.
The things around it.
Yeah, I think it works. I mean, it works in Super Bowl cities. It works in Vegas. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I think you put on an event like they did this last time. I think it makes everybody skeptical of like what the next Super Bowl act's going to be, because they're like, this is hot garbage.
Yeah.
It wasn't good. Sorry.
Yeah, and I think too, like he's, you know what I mean, the Shaq Bowl. I mean, he's been doing it now for multiple years. It's the ultimate big game kickoff show, and he streamed it live. You know what I mean, and that's the other thing too, like different
Did
things.
he have the weekend at his?
No, he had two. I mean, this is who it was: Diplo, Zeke Elliott, Steve-O, Quavo, Offset, Tim Tebow, and he's been doing it for years. But it's also presented by Pepsi, right?
Yeah, Nelly. I'd go
Yeah,
for
I'll
that.
go
Game
Nelly.
Ghost, Jack Harlow, I see.
Yep.
Yeah,
Migos?
and he's been doing this for multiple years, and it kind of goes into this, you know, like sponsorships, right? And like I like this idea of events and stuff, you know, presented by Papa John's. I mean, you know, he's got advertising, but he's using it as advertising, right?
Yeah.
So I think that that's kind of a neat idea, and so let's talk about that. Let's talk about like Instagram, social media, how it makes sense for your destination or your attraction or your tour.
When I, not on topic, but when I see that, all I think of is that stupid, whatever hip hop cruise that we used to market.
Oh, yeah.
So in case nobody knew, for a moment in time, we were the agency for a hip hop cruise that went out of
God, what was his name?
Miami, but it had like real artists. I mean, for a long time, we were like on Post Malone. And
Post Malone.
Migos
What?
and-
That's who it was.
Yeah.
I'm
still on one of them. I'm
Yeah.
still on.
It was
I see
Post.
messages
It was
once in a
Post
while.
Malone was on it. That's what I'm saying. I was like, God, we were great marketers. We really remember what it
Sounds
was.
like a good time.
It wasn't that
No?
good of a time.
Post
I
Malone?
mean, well, so first off, like, because we got to see the back end of his page because we were running ads off of his page. Oh,
I know it's killing me that
and another one.
he died.
No, and another one. Who's the guy that always says that? The rapper. That
Oh, DJ Khaled.
Yeah, he was the host.
But the dude that died was also on there. The kid that died.
Avicii?
Mac
Oh.
Miller,
No,
Avicii?
Lucid Dreams,
Lucid Dreams.
Is that the song or am I?
Juice World.
Juice World.
Oh.
Juice World was on it.
I wasn't on that page. I didn't have Juice World.
But yes, it was DJ Khaled.
Future.
Yep, he was on it.
Future.
I think it was another artist that died.
God, that was. I mean, it was interesting to see like how many messages they get.
Oh,
so when you
all
could
of
see,
Bet.
they all had all their notifications turned off because you could never like deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
But like when you looked at how many messages Post Malone had come in, it was so stupid. His like phone would explode if it was turned on.
Well,
I always think about like those Instagram famous people that have like, if you're Dan Bilzerian and you
Yeah.
get notifications on your phone for everybody that likes your post, your phone just explodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Days of Summer Cruise.
Found it.
Bring it back. We're hyping this up.
We're hyping it up, so get your tickets. Oh, it's
on the
2022.
horizon.
It's on the
Let's
horizon.
go.
Who's going? I want to see.
I'm down. Sign me
I'll
up.
go.
Well, see, this is also
it?
this is also the thing. They can't really like say who's going because they never get their contract signed. Like
No.
that's the other thing. Like Snoop Dogg kind of made a big deal about this too because I saw him doing events and it's like if they didn't get their paid or their minimum, but now everybody's going to be doing it. You know what I mean? They're going to be like, I'm down for events. Sign me up.
Would you go on a hip hop cruise?
No.
I wouldn't either. Not a chance.
I mean, I've talked about the music cruise, but I think this doesn't flick my light bulb on.
Yeah, that's the last place I want to be stuck is on a cruise ship.
Yeah, so
I'd be
I would
down.
say no. I could see
You would
like
go on a hip
music.
hop cruise?
Maybe not hip hop, but there's like rave cruises.
You would, yeah.
that I would for sure.
I'd
Yeah.
go on that.
And honestly, I've talked about it too, even post kids. I mean, I've always liked music and stuff like that. And Alex, you've gone to festivals, but like I would go to a stagecoach experience. I think that's kind of neat.
Yeah.
But it's also another thing is I mean, you see the people like, I don't want a general admission ticket. You know what I mean?
VIP.
I want to fly in on the Uber helicopter.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I don't want to have to deal with any of it.
Yeah.
But I think that's also the thing with influencers nowadays, and that's where I want to go with this. Like, what makes us do our buying decisions? And I think part of that is telling your story on Instagram. So, like, Alex, like, tell us a little bit about what you've done when you went to Miami. What made you go to the places that you went to, etc.
Let's see. Let me think for like restaurants, because that's when I looked at Instagram a lot. I'd go on Yelp, find the top restaurants, look at their menu, go to their website, and then go to their Instagram and see like what the vibe was like.
But it's not like you
But
were
you
making.
reversed it. See?
I do the same. I think
I would go to Yelp first. I would not go to Instagram first. Although I would have probably had a bunch of stuff saved, I would be horseshit about going back and finding it.
See, we talk about this, and I have the same similar
I would
finding
Yelp it.
of stuff. But yeah, but the thing is, though, is like to this point, Instagram is organic, Yelp is a paid sponsor or by reviews.
Yeah,
So
true.
and
That's true.
and we could talk about it on you know, like the younger perspective or vice versa. But I think just having an updated Instagram page and being updated with that makes a difference for people's buying decisions, right?
I think it makes a difference in the restaurant space, but I feel now that TikTok is what TikTok is, that people have completely rolled over and could give, I don't want to say they don't give a shit about Instagram, but Instagram's got to play some catch up.
We can disagree with you.
You can.
I check Instagram before a company's TikTok any day.
Yeah.
Probably before, but I mean, so you're using it as a search tool.
Yeah.
If you're in Miami and you're searching Miami food, I mean, I don't know. I guess I'm probably
You
at
would
this
go
point.
to TikTok first?
I would probably search TikTok. Yeah,
Really?
I mean,
I wouldn't.
yeah, it's great. I mean, because
So-
everybody's making the same stuff, except you get actual like good video content versus the. I mean, I think I'm jaded from being in the industry space or in like in the agency space. I don't feel like anything's organic on TikTok or on Instagram anymore. It's all agencies posting up regurgitated content.
Yeah, to a point, but I also think that that's where people need to invest their their
Look how
time
many
and their
food
content
influencers
creation.
we know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and their whole life is to make restaurants look better than they are.
But the hard part about food is, and even to this point, it's not trackable.
True. Yeah, it's not trackable.
You know what I
at
mean?
all.
It's a branding impression, so it's not a trackable impression like a conversion on your booking engine on your website.
But if you're, that deserved of the sparkling sound.
I knew that was coming.
Jeez.
If I'm running the board here,
God.
I can give
Change out
myself
the
a
sound.
harp here.
God, okay.
I mean, I guess you got to fire me as a producer and get somebody else. I mean, this is your podcast. I ain't trying to shit on you, but at the same time, Steve, I think
Some soundtracks.
I think there is a little bit of some realistically that people are using Instagram as a search engine. And I mean, even your knowledge, I mean, let's talk about this too with Apple being the search engine, right? You know what I mean? Or going to that direction.
I mean, I think there's still too many unknowns. I think Apple's just destroying.
People want to know.
I don't know the answer. I mean, if I get a job at Apple, I'll happily let everybody know, except I probably will have a non-disclosure that I'll sue my asshole off for. But, I mean, I think that Apple's put themselves in a weird predicament because now they've made it that they're not going to track anybody. They're not going to track Facebook. They're not going to track Google. So everybody's concerned about their tracking. And if their whole premise is going to be built on that they're not going to track, it's going to make their own ad platform when the time comes for them to do their own search and everything else. Like, how do you have your own tracking, but you're not going to track everybody else's?
Agreed. I mean, I think that's an interesting point, and also too, I think the power of the internet. Like, I mean, let's go into that too. I still want to go into the Instagram stuff a little bit more, especially since we have you on, Alex, because you kind of just gave us the answer, and then we got off topic, and we're famous for doing that. But the power of the internet, like even like with the stocks, right?
The stonks.
The stonks.
Dun, dun.
Like,
Who bought Dogecoin?
Doge.
Doge.
I did.
You
Did
did?
you?
I
Did you
did.
play it? When did you buy?
I bought it. I think it was like a week ago when it was at like 20.
Jeez.
bucks,
How much you
So you
get?
made some scratch,
I
huh?
made let's just say.
I mean, is it
let's
like-
just say.
Is it like your 3 shares of Clover?
can you buy lunch?
I mean,
I can
That's what
definitely
Steve
buy a
said.
lunch, but then
That's what Steve
that's
said.
probably
Really.
be it though.
Okay, hold back to that question. What did you buy into it? You bought $20 worth of 8 cents, or
No,
what
I
did you
think
say?
so. I think it dropped to I think it was
2 cents.
like 2 cents or something like that.
Oh wow.
That's when you bought it.
And then I think I bought it in with like $50. Yeah.
And now it's at what?
Now it's at 8. 8 cents.
Yeah.
7, 8 cents.
Yeah,
You
so-
turned $50 into like 400, 300. No,
Something-
300.
It was about like 300.
2, 4 doubled.
Yeah.
50
Not
to 100.
bad.
Yeah.
200, 250.
Yep. And that was actually
Is that what it's at?
and look,
Yeah, it's crazy.
I am you can call me that the Robin Hood trader or whatever it
You
is,
are.
or whatever it is. But yeah, I mean, I
You
honestly
are a
just
Robin Hood trader.
if you want to go talk about like being influenced, yeah, it was
So you got
Twitter did that
completely hyped
Got
by
swindled.
by the hashtag doggy coin to the moon.
8 cents, 70. So there you go.
Yep.
So
Bitcoin hit new highs today.
Yeah, I saw that.
Bitcoin's at 42. So so this is my thing with this doggy coin thing is because I've dabbled in some trading and done a little bit, but at the same time I'm not. I think this doggy coin thing is a scam.
It is a scam.
It is a scam.
It's a pump and dump, but who cares? I bought in, so I screwed around with it yesterday. I bought in when it was like 52 cents and I sold off at 76.
It was never
I
even
bought-
up to
I bought-
52 cents.
I'm sorry, 5 cents.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I was like, God, where are these numbers coming? See, and that's the thing too. Ain't shitting you. You hear everybody's fucking magical numbers. You know what I mean? And they're with the Bitcoin, especially for the Bitcoin, right?
Yeah.
Bitcoin's at $42,000 right now, right?
47,000.
Crazy.
Oh, it ripped today, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because Tesla put $1.5 billion.
saw that.
$1.5 billion.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh.
So has there ever come a point where money is just a thing now? Like, you know
Well,
what I mean?
that's the
It's not a real currency because
I don't know. I think a lot of people are making a lot of money right now just by, dabbling. I think that there's a lot of young Brian Robin yupsters. No, I mean,
The Robin Hooders.
so what this market has shown us is that the power of the internet, between Reddit, Twitter, the Wall Street bets groups, and how much stuff can be influenced. I mean, Dogecoin has no reason to be running other than hype.
Yeah.
I mean, it is being hyped by others, and that's how it's pumping.
but not try to get so technical here, but how is it backed up by real money? Like that's the thing. I don't want to get down the rabbit hole, but it's like one day Dogecoin came out of the blue and now it's worth American dollars.
Well, it's, the same as everything has a valuation behind it.
Or is it the internet giving a valuation?
Well, it is. Because at one point Dogecoin was like a tenth of a penny. So the fact that now it's worth 8 cents, but you can't even quantify like Doge.
Yeah.
Doge is like completely bullshit. Write that down.
You bought it.
Completely. I bought it and then I get the fuck out of here with it. Doge is completely bullshit. And the fact that, it's a pump and dump.
Yeah.
And if you made some money on it, great. Yeah. But to hold on to that as like an investment, I'm going to say this and somebody's going to come back and quote me on it when this thing's like $50 and I should have been.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, if we got that many listeners, I'd come back to quote you.
I hope so.
But at the same time, like I get Bitcoin, and I've done a little bit of research on that and understand that with the blockchain and how that could be used as a currency in real life, real world situations. Right?
This is the same. It's just, with being a little bit crypto, it's built off of Litecoin. The biggest problem is that there's like an unlimited amount of them. So there's no quantifiable. What did I read today that like 10,000 coins are like mined every hour.
Wow.
So I have no idea how you would ever get ahead of this curve. It's just going to keep making more coins, thus making them impossible to ever be worth anything.
Yeah.
So is your tour operation accepting cryptocurrency?
Yeah, somebody can. If
I
somebody
would
wants
take
to pay me in
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin, I'll take Bitcoin. That's the big thing is now everybody's wondering if Tesla's going to start accepting Bitcoin as payment. Mm-hmm. So the big rumor mill is. What do you want me to do?
I get you like hate when I look at you, but when I'm
Well, what do
looking
you
at the
want me to
levels,
do?
talking to the mic normal, like a normal person.
You
instead of
talking to
being
your
up here.
fucking mic. I'm talking into my mic.
Don't get mad. Just listen to the cues when I'm telling you you're doing something wrong. That's all I gotta do.
I'm listening.
Okay.
So they're talking if Apple was to, Apple's sitting on so much fucking cash, it's stupid. So if Apple bought Bitcoin, I mean, it would hit $100,000 in like a day. Because they've got more money than most banks. So if Apple all of a sudden is like, hey, we're going to take half of our cash and dump it in crypto, that'd be weird. It would be a wild day. Fucking wild stuff out there.
So you're saying I should invest in Bitcoin?
It's 47,000. $47,000. That's crazy. How do you even buy into that at this point?
Yeah.
If you're not, then doesn't it feel like the train's already left?
Well, yeah, I
Yeah.
think
Like
Yeah,
it.
but then again, I remember like a few years ago when everybody was like going crazy because it was at like 10,000.
Yeah, shouldn't have you bought then?
Yeah, I should have.
Because now it's like 47,000.
And then a few years from now, it's going to be at 90,000.
So the best thing I love is like there's a funny story running around the internet where some kid paid for a large pizza with like 180 Bitcoin or some shit like that.
Yeah,
And now that pizza would have cost like 27 million bucks or something insane. That's fun.
Probably
That's-
kicking himself.
yeah, that's the stuff I just makes
so.
me
When
drink.
so when is it going to be? I mean, what's the predictions? I mean, I get that there's already Bitcoin ATMs and stuff like that, but it's like, how come Peak and stuff Fair Harbor hasn't put Bitcoin on?
I have no idea. I mean, we could get one of them on and ask.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I mean,
have
just when
no
does it come? When does it become relevant?
real money? I don't actually know that.
I'm not saying it's not real, but I'm just saying relevant, right? Like
Well,
when do
are
we
you gonna
start?
go pay for your gas with it?
Yeah, that's relevant. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if you're ever gonna. I mean, 20 years maybe.
Oh, wow.
But doesn't that also seem kind of then like a you still got time kind of thing? Because
Well-
it's not relevant. So it's like, why should I put real money into stuff when I'm still living in the real world?
Well, because it's 47,000. I think it's just the idea of actually being able to buy into it and it mean anything. Because eventually, if it's $100,000, if you go put $2,000 into it, does that seem like anything? Feels like you're late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It already feels like you're late. Unless you're sitting on some Bitcoin, feels like you're late.
So there's now a minority of a minority because
Yeah. Well, no, now what's going to happen is people don't want to buy a fraction of a share of Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So now they're going to go buy this other bullshit. They're going to buy Dogecoin because $50,000 or you can buy 50,000 coins for $2,000,
yeah.
$3,000.
So I think the power of the internet is the bigger conversation in this here, because not only did apps downloads for like Robinhood and things like that go up, but internet stuff on Reddit, the forums, you know what I mean, blog articles, all this stuff has gone away, like not gone away. Remember, the internet's not going anywhere.
I don't think it is.
Don't forget it.
Okay.
I think it's going to stick around.
So think about that though. So then why wouldn't you put your business on the internet? Right? Like I think there's still a lot of people out there that don't put their business on the internet, like from tours, attractions, destinations, things to do, even restaurants. I mean, restaurants I think kind of are that, that location solves everything, but
I agree and I disagree. I think the last 3 to 4 years have majorly changed everything. I think restaurants are dependent. I mean, especially this last year, I think restaurants are super dependent on online ordering. I mean, maybe there's a laundromat, not online. I don't know. Think of I can't think of a business off the top of my head that I don't know that's online.
that's not online.
That's not online.
You don't
I
know
mean-
because they're not online.
Well, but to any, like if I'm ordering pizza, I can't think of a restaurant that I've ever looked up that doesn't have a website.
Yeah, like,
I think there's a few out
I mean,
there.
there's
But you don't
there's 5,000 restaurants in Vegas.
but you don't go to them if they don't if you don't have that online.
Yeah. You don't see them because they're not there.
I mean,
Is
I'm
that-
sure.
I
I'm
mean,
sure
is that
there's
true?
like
Pull up
some
Yelp.
like hole in the wall, like corner store restaurant or something like that.
But isn't everything on Yelp? I find like even
No.
the most garbage restaurants are on Yelp. I mean, knowing like the directory side of it, if they got a phone number and then they rented a location, even if they don't have a managed listing, they've made it to Google and Yelp.
Have they?
I think they have.
I don't think so either. I think there's a ton of businesses out there. There's a ton of people. I mean, Brian, you search, you know what I mean, all the time for people. Let's talk about like that, like with tours and stuff like that, and they don't have a Google My Business listing.
I mean, yeah, that's, and it's really hard for me to find them, for me to just check them out. You know,
But isn't that a little bit like if a tree falls in the woods? You know, if a tree falls in the woods, do you hear it? I mean, how are you searching down tour operations that don't have a website?
Rack cards,
Yeah.
prints, you know what I mean, stuff like that.
Well, we're in Vegas. How does that work if you're searching down shit in Arizona?
yeah, that doesn't.
I mean, they have to have some sort of online presence, do they not?
I mean,
I think there's a lot of pump and dump businesses that somebody had an idea to open this jet ski business, and then it's not there, right? Because they thought that they could code a website, and so they built a website.
I think that's probably a more relevant statement 5 years ago. I think that at this point, even if they're terrible online presence, I think bullshit made up stat off my head, but I bet you like 98, 99% of businesses have some sort of online presence at this point.
So there's a market for it.
Well, I think even the people that don't want to have it, they're like, somebody's like, you got to have a Facebook, you got to have a Google My Business.
Okay,
you gotta have.
I could see that.
I think
Someone made
everybody,
it.
even if they don't have a website, they have a Facebook page. They have something.
Yeah.
I don't know. And wasn't Facebook supposed to be like market your business? You probably don't need anything right through here. You can sell everything right on your Facebook.
Wonder how many businesses are not on Facebook.
Yeah, top 10 Facebook. Oh, that's a Facebook statistic.
That first one, what percentage of businesses?
Yeah,
40
there you go. Go to that first people. Yeah,
This
there
one,
you go.
people
Yeah.
ask. Facebook is the leading social platform, reaching 60% of internet users. Facebook brought in, that's what it said for revenue in 2020.
80 million small businesses have
Around the
Facebook
world.
pages.
Yeah.
Well, and I
not
think,
that many.
in the U.S., this is a different statistic. I mean, does every business in India have a website? Probably not.
Correct.
I mean, but we're in the U.S. I think people,
Or they do, because that's where a lot of them they're building websites.
they're cranking them out. They probably have the best websites.
But see, I think then, not trying to go back into conspiracy theories and politics, but then this just goes back to like censorship and stuff in different countries. And you know what I memean? People, do you not need a website in India?
I couldn't tell you.
I don't know
Yeah.
shit about India.
Couldn't
but
tell you
why
either.
wouldn't they? I mean, I suppose I think it's all relative to what you're selling. I mean, if you're selling like rotisserie chicken feet on a street side stand,
Yeah.
you probably don't. But I don't know. I mean, if you're that hot dog vendor in New York City on the corner, you probably don't need a website.
Yeah.
Okay, then okay, let's go back to Alex's when she went and visited Florida.
Yeah, let's talk about Florida.
Okay.
Because we're in a rabbit hole.
We're in a rabbit hole.
Dig out.
So what did you do in Florida?
I had so much fun. We drank a lot, ate a lot. I went snorkeling at a national park, went kayaking in the Everglades, went to a bar, saw some live music. What else did I do?
Florida doesn't have COVID restrictions.
Not many.
How many
That's
mojitos
why
did
we
you have?
went there.
How many mojitos did you have?
I had quite a few.
Do you like mojitos?
They're my
Jaden always orders mojitos.
Love mojitos. Except a lot of the times,
Mojito guy.
like 50% of the time, they're not that good. Like they make them wrong or they just are too sweet.
I agree.
Like, sometimes you get that really good
I agree.
one.
I agree.
And you're like, oh, yeah.
Ooh,
What was the best thing you ate there?
Yeah.
Oh, when we went to dinner at Mila.
Yeah.
Did you find them on the internet?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, it's an
Yep.
Instagrammable.
Actually, Trevor
place.
found that one.
Yeah.
Mila, Miami.
I got salmon. Oh, best salmon I've ever had.
But isn't that a weird? Okay, so I'm going to give you shit about this. Why would you order salmon
Of course. Yeah.
in Miami?
What am I supposed to order?
I don't know. Salmon is not native of Florida at all.
I ordered it because it sounded good.
I get it.
And I don't eat meat, so that kind of limits.
That always is like the weirdest thing to me ever. Like when you're in Hawaii and people order like lobster. you know,
Let
like,
people eat what they want to eat.
Hold on, I'm confused on that.
Is there no lobster in Hawaii?
no.
Is it really not?
Oh, really?
Well, most lobster comes from Maine.
Okay.
I mean,
There's
so
Mexico.
like,
They're in Mexico though too. I know that.
yeah, but most lobsters, like when you're ordering at a restaurant, are Maine lobsters. That's what most people know as lobster. So when you're in weird Timbuktu and you're ordering lobster, it's not native. It's just like ordering salmon. I mean, that salmon didn't get pulled from the fresh rivers of Florida.
That doesn't matter to me. It tastes
Yeah, it doesn't matter to me
excellent.
either.
But what would I eat then if I were in Florida?
I don't know.
Like a
There's
marlin?
got-
Or like-
yeah, like something like that. Something
I
like
get that mahi stuff like
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Okay.
But
Some
do you-
local
do you-
fish.
Yeah.
But it also depends on your eating habits, right? Like, do you eat outside the box with fish and stuff?
What do you mean outside the box?
Well, do you like scallop? Do you eat anything like? I mean,
Yeah,
would you
seafood.
eat
If you like
seafood?
like
I like seafood.
like I like all seafood. Like I'll eat like we went to
Some people
San Diego,
don't
like
eat salmon.
oysters.
yeah,
See,
But
I don't
shrimp.
eat all seafood.
Shrimp.
Yes.
Okay.
Basics.
but some people
Sushi.
only eat salmon, and it's like I eat fish, but I eat salmon. Well,
Only salmon.
get out of here with that shit. Salmon is like
Basic.
I almost want to. I think lobsters are in
basic fish.
California too. To be honest with you, but lobster California season. You're from California, aren't you?
I am. Oh,
that doesn't look like any lobster ever, right?
sketch.
It's a spiny lobster.
Yeah, that doesn't look like the edible ones.
Yeah.
Spiny
Plus,
lobster.
generally, lobster can be found in Southern California.
But are there
Yeah.
lobster in Hawaii? That's a real question.
I mean,
This
it's
is-
the
this
same
is-
type of thing. Like they do have lobster, but that's not what they're serving you.
I get no.
You're
I
getting a giant lobster tail from Maine that they ship there
I get
on a
you.
plane.
Yeah, I think the lobster shipping business.
you
I think
do.
there's a documentary on this. I like stuff like that. I get what you're saying.
So I'm not trying to give you a hard time about salmon, but I am giving you a hard time
Yeah.
about it. I
We
mean,
like looked at some Cuban places because I know they have like a big Latin
Yeah,
scene
yeah.
there,
Yeah.
but
you guys didn't salsa or anything like that.
no.
What the hell?
But we didn't end
You
up.
got a weird thing. You don't dance, do you?
I love to dance.
I thought you told me a story you didn't. My bad.
Love
Pull up
dancing.
this menu. I want to see this menu for Mila. I want to see what option. See, that looks good. I don't know. Okay, so we
It's
have
the salmon?
hipster.
Okay, so let's
that's the salmon.
let's
Maybe
break
we'll-
this. Let's break this down. Okay.
So good. They
And
have
the-
fire dancers and everything.
And yeah, and so then let's go. You know what I mean? Now to their Instagram page, because I know that they have 50,000 or more follows. I would
Sure
assume
they- 27.
27.
Slacking.
slacking a little bit. And honestly, there is a think about 27,000 followers, but then only 326 likes.
Yeah.
I still feel like this is agency type Instagrammable
Totally.
stuff.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be.
Well,
It's supposed to be.
okay.
Like, then you use user generated content. Let's talk about that, Alex. Is user generated content important? I think it is.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, that's when Instagram was awesome. But now it's just
You know what I mean?
I
'Cause
still like
well,
Instagram.
this is showing like, yeah, repost, you know what I mean? If somebody's in there and uses them, like, this makes sense. And honestly, I think it's a strategy that your business needs to use.
okay. So when you go to Yelp and you're looking at it, do you not go to look at the photos that other people have posted?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, for
Just
sure.
I
like,
go straight to pictures they've
Yeah,
Just
you
like-
want to see what
For
the
sure.
food is posted.
Yeah.
So
but
when
this
I
is
go
the
to this,
same thing, though.
Yeah.
Because this is user generated. It's the
the
same.
story side of it is, but like any of the content on their page,
I don't. You don't go. You go to that because you want somebody to manage your Instagram page and to put that they have Sunday brunch that's recent 5 days ago. That's what it's meant for.
You mean the 81 people that like that out of 27,000 people?
Dun, dun, dun.
You don't have to like it to see it
Yeah.
because they're not counting their impressions.
You sound like an ad sales guy.
Well, I mean, you too. I mean, in your business, and I mean, even what we do for our clients. I mean, don't you think if your business is not updating your things that you're doing to try to sell to customers, it doesn't make sense?
100%.
Yeah.
But I don't place any stock in this. Like I don't.
You don't buy any Dogecoin.
Well, I did buy Dogecoin, but I bought Dogecoin, but I don't know. That's my issue with Instagram.
I think
just
this
it's
is
like-
I think this is a great place to you put your user generated content because
See, I
it's
would-
better than Yelp, because Yelp you have to be a Yelper to post it. More people have Instagram than I think that they do than they submit to Yelp, because it's a hard thing. It's just like Google reviews. It's hard, you know what I mean? It's not hard to submit it, but I don't do it every day, but I'm more likely to tag a business location or an activity that I do on Instagram.
See, I would actually look up their restaurant and look up not the direct listing for it, but I would look up like the hashtag for it, or see if anybody just tagged the place, because I don't want to look at their page. I want to look at like what other people posted.
Well, and you can, and I do that too, like with locations tab, right? You know
Yeah,
what I
I
mean?
don't- I
Explore.
don't wanna-
Explore is a search engine for, Instagram.
Yeah.
It's the world takeover of Facebook and Instagram.
But let's talk about it. Let's talk about age group, why people are doing this and why your business should do it. I mean, you're ship sailing.
It is. I'm not. I mean, my ship isn't sailing. I think your guys is, you know, you guys are the young ones. I think it's changing faster than, because I'm going to keep doing what I've been doing forever. I'm going to go to Yelp. I'm going to go
Correct.
to Google, and I'm going to search stuff the way I search it. You guys are the ones that it's changing faster on, where, you know, you guys are kind of romanticizing how great Instagram is, where everybody's kind of moved on already. And now they're looking at videos of people at these same restaurants on TikTok.
So
I wonder if they have a TikTok.
I mean,
I doubt it.
and I don't even know that they need to have a TikTok, but they probably have tagged them, or they've tagged the location, or you can search the hashtag of like Mila Miami.
I don't think your business needs to have a managed TikTok, but I think this can be like looking for things to do in Miami, and then an influencer tags Mila, right? Like those, hey, exploring Vegas, check out these 5 things that are on the strip.
Yeah.
That's what TikTok is for. But who's doing that stuff?
Well, I think it's still, you know, I think TikTok
That was
is
a
still
loaded-
on the news side.
That was a loaded question. There.
No, I don't think anybody's doing it great yet. I mean, I can't say nobody. There's a lot of businesses that have embraced it, and the ones that have embraced it well have found a, you know, they've, not to date all of us, but they found a 21-year-old girl who lives and breathes the TikTok lifestyle, and she's sitting on there making videos of like food coming out of Mila's kitchen, and they're the ones crushing it on TikTok. And the rest of us are like, TikTok's great. And I sit at home and I watch people dancing on TikTok all day. But, like, you know, just wait. Next year, everybody's going to have to be on their TikTok game.
Oh,
We're all
for sure.
everybody's just a little bit behind the 8 ball because everything has to catch up, and that's generally how it goes. And all of a sudden, everybody's going to have to be crushing it on their video content so that they have a good TikTok page.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, yeah, I don't think we disagree with what you're saying.
But I don't think I would go on TikTok for any sort of
Yeah.
food research ever.
I think Gary Vee hit it on the head. If you're not producing content 5 years ago, like he's been ahead of the game and the time, and even with TikTok. I mean, TikTok was technically Musically, right, beforehand. So it was meant for doing songs or dances and stuff like that, or for artists to get found. But now it's more turning into the what is it? I guess the SMB space a little bit, or the business to consumer space.
Well, yeah,
right?
because their fastest growing audience is middle-aged women.
Correct.
That's true.
I mean, that's where, because it's fun, because TikTok is way more fun than Instagram. I find, like, I go to Instagram and I look at it for 4 minutes and I'm like, okay, this is the same shit. Let me move on. And I can dissolve hours on TikTok
Yeah.
just looking at stupid stuff.
Just pure entertainment.
Yeah, and I find it actually genuinely entertaining.
Yeah.
Where Instagram is not entertaining. Instagram is canned. I mean, it might as well just be driving around like the highway and looking at billboards.
Yeah, but that's also what you're looking for sometimes in certain situations. I get the TikTok on the content side. I think TikTok is taking space away from YouTube.
I can
Probably.
see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's I heard that from somewhere, so it's not like I made that up. But
I would have ran with it. I would
some
like this is my hard stance. Is that
I feel like
TikTok
sometimes
is-
I'm a little bit knowledgeable in this space, but sometimes they said people that were on YouTube, like comedians and stuff like that,
Yeah.
it's easier for them to do it. Plus, they're getting more impressions on TikTok.
Sure.
Same type of content creation,
Yeah.
and so I think your business doesn't necessarily need to be on TikTok. But let's talk about Instagrammable stuff or TikTok stuff. I mean, Alex, you tell us a little bit about your background and what you do kind of with social media.
Yeah, what do you do, Alex? What do you do here?
Lots of content creation and manage about 14 to 15 accounts now. What do I do? Email marketing, ads, social media.
Video creation.
Video creation, anything that flies my way, I try to tackle.
Yeah, you got to wear a couple of hats.
Couple
3 or
hats.
4.
But one thing that I think as you're a professional social media strategist, is if you have something that's Instagrammable, like why don't you run with it, right? Because it makes sense for your marketing. Mm-hmm. So like tour destination spots, sunset cruises, stuff like that. Isn't that an Instagrammable thing?
Of course it is.
Well, what made you so when you were in Florida or Miami and you went kayaking and everything, what made you want to go to this exact place to go kayaking and snorkeling and everything?
And I'm assuming before you answer, I'm assuming you did it with a company, correct? Or did you guys rent kayaks? You went on a tour of some sort? Yeah. Okay. Go on. Sorry.
I mean, honestly, I went snorkeling at Biscayne National Park because it was a national park and I wanted to go to national park. And then kayaking for the same reason. In the
So let's search.
But how did you pick the kayaking company that you went with?
What kayak company did you pick?
It was called Flamingo Adventures, I think.
They were memorable.
They're okay.
All right. I'm
The
excited.
website was decent. I remember thinking that.
Did you kick this over to Brian so Brian can cold call him? Hi, I was just recently.
I've never heard of them, actually.
I was just recently out on one of your tours, and I just wanted to talk to you about your website.
Do you know somebody named Alex by chance that was over there?
You guys check your reservations. She was just there.
Yeah, she works.
Did
with
you
me.
see an alligator?
Oh, I saw a lot.
Oh, that's scary.
And manatees.
Well, manatee is kind of interesting. Except I actually just saw on TikTok somebody was like grabbed by one.
A manatee?
Well, it was like not had its big flippers or whatever you want
Like
to
they were, like,
wrapped
swimming
around.
with it?
Yeah, wrapped
Oh,
it
cool.
around it, and they were scared. I mean, but it was
Their
interesting.
teeth are like just little nubs.
Are they?
Yeah.
I don't
looked it
really
up.
honestly know much about manatees, but it is interesting that. So you picked these. Where'd you find them? How'd you find them?
Google. Good old Google. But I did look at their Instagrams and stuff, which I didn't think they were that impressive, but there weren't that many options.
And what it goes for, I mean, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. So let's even click on this because this is, I think,
And they have
a
Fair Harbor.
relevant point. Why do people put social media platforms that are irrelevant on their website if they're not using them?
Yeah, it's because they've been told that they need to do it.
75 followers.
I do love Twitter. Twitter is fire.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time on Twitter. So they're posting. I don't know what they're posting.
Honestly, I think Twitter's making actually.
Come back?
They are.
I don't even want to call it a comeback. It's just their relevancy.
Yeah, it's way higher.
Yes, and I don't think it's going away. Like
No, it's fast.
it makes
it's way
me
fast.
It makes me want to be more active on Twitter. And also, too, I think there's a lot of people. I mean, we do this on TikTok too. It's like we're active on TikTok, but then we're not contributing to TikTok.
No, I don't actually think you could run an ad on Twitter that would actually convert.
Correct.
I have no idea how you would run an ad that would actually like draw people in and like make them buy with you. Twitter is fast. Yeah. I love Twitter, but it is like, yeah. I mean, it's great for like what I'm into. If you're into business stuff, stock stuff, it's amazing.
Information stuff.
Yeah.
I like
stuff
it for
that.
news, yeah.
Politics.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
News.
In the middle of politics season, it was the greatest.
Yeah.
Oh, it was. Conspiracy season.
Yeah. for your QAnon.
Season.
For your QAnon.
Oh, God.
Okay, so this is interesting though. Okay, like this is not in.
What even is this?
It's a national park.
Well, their posts were the same. Oh, it did kind of do.
This
that.
is coming.
Oh, new stuff.
It's funny though. I mean, I still don't think you need to pay attention to your likes. You know what I mean? Just my opinion on that. I don't think you need to pay attention to your likes. I don't really think even your followers is necessarily
But
needed.
scroll down. Is this an interesting? See, this is what I mean. This isn't interesting.
But I think they could do it better.
Well,
Oh,
could.
definitely.
So
But they are followed by Fair Harbor, so they got that going for them.
Yeah, but I also think though too, like they should have user-generated content. They should have highlights. You know what I mean, of stuff like
God
that.
damn it, Brian! You have one job.
I know, right? What is it?
I'm just saying. Flamingo Everglades. How'd this slip through?
You guys
So
listen
this
to this
makes me
podcast.
think that like it's just
Flamingo.
one worker.
I'm
posting
calling you
this
tomorrow.
stuff.
Correct.
Like it's not.
That and that's a good point here. Steve's hard to like sell. He's on both sides. He'll say, I don't think it's important, but then at the other side, Brian, why didn't you sell this?
Why didn't you call? Where's the call?
Okay, because Alex made a good point, and let's talk about this a little bit. Let's talk about the strength of a team and a managed service. I mean, not to try to pitch our own
This is a very, very selly
thing.
episode here.
But in the same side of
Let
it,
me-
just to break it down for people that even if you have businesses and you're listening to this, I think that it doesn't make sense to pay somebody internally to be your professional social media poster or your professional blog writer or your professional content creator.
I just think that all these businesses have people wear too many hats. I'm actually not, well, it's her job in life to wear a lot of hats. But I think, if I'm Flamingo Adventures, if Flamingo Adventures has a girl whose job in life it was to just manage their content and they could pay her, like, they could probably crush it and they could do really well with it and it would make sense because they have somebody internally. But what happens is that girl also takes reservation calls and she gets stuff ready to go and she's doing contracts and she's doing all the other bullshit that goes with it.
Starts flipping.
Yeah, and then it ends up sucking. And I mean, and then people are sitting around ridiculing your social media.
Like this.
Like this. Like Flamingo Everglades is probably great people, and they're probably running a fantastic business. And we're sitting here just giving them the business about their shitty-looking Instagram. And
Yeah. And also, too, I think a point to talk about this is another point of why your social media is important, too, and what we do as an agency here is putting backlinks to your website, right? Because people might be searching your website because they found you on Instagram, found you on Facebook, then they click to your website. So it's almost like you're covering the reverse engineering of it, right? Like, so I got the people that are searching in Google. I got the people that are searching on Facebook. I got the people that are searching on Instagram. And then they go to my website. Don't worry about the links or the likes and the follows and the engagement sometimes. I think it's just about being relevant and scrolling by and seeing the last 5 posts that you made.
I miss when likes actually mattered. Those were good days.
It was.
Those were easy, good days.
Yeah. I mean, also, too, engaging with
How's the mosquitoes?
your customers.
They are bad.
I messaged you guys with some questions. I just want to be prepared when I come out there. I think Jingna saw Cotherman. I think she's already going to be an annoying customer.
Well, no, but this is what's funny. So she asked questions, and nobody's paying any attention. Nobody replied back to her. Mosquitoes are going to fucking bite your ass.
Yeah.
That's the response.
And if you guys learn anything from us today, I mean, if you're listening for advice here, reply back to your customers. Absolutely. I mean, that's what your social media is meant for, right?
Or hire us.
That forms that relationship early, too.
Well, I think something me and you learned a long time ago, Steve, was with reviews. I thought the greatest line was like, don't you want to be the last person that says something to your customer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if somebody says, oh, that place was great, you should still reply with, thank you. Next time, try our dessert.
That post there by Nick, did they like that post? Go to hover over that shit.
They
They did.
They did.
Damn, somebody was paying attention that day.
Or, I mean, even as a business owner, I mean, Steve, from running your own businesses and stuff like that, I mean, when we started the Jeep off, I mean, we were replying, hey, easy to get a hold of, you know what I mean, liking stuff.
But I'm the prime example of why this falls apart. So it helps owning an agency, but I don't want to say I don't pay attention to it, but I rely on other people to pay attention to it. So people comment and
you made the decision to outsource it and hire it as a service.
Yes, I hired it as a service
to take care of other things, to focus on, getting more fleet, to, you know what I mean, stuff like that, right?
But this is, not everybody has the power of having a full agency also in their office to handle their business. This is what I think happens to a lot of these guys. They get busy with other shit. Mm-hmm. And then Flamingo Adventures gets comments and like, hey, how are the mosquitoes? And they're like, I have no idea. I'm busy running my business and making sure that people are safe in their kayaks, not getting eaten by alligators.
I also think social media, too, is super important for current events or situations going on, like COVID, for example. Wasn't the most times
for COVID?
Well, wasn't the most times that we saw shit was closing down was on social media faster than your website?
Oh, definitely. Mm-hmm. Most people,
a
lot of people didn't even update their website. They said,
yeah, they were living on. Everybody had the post that said,
Google my business. Sent out 1 million emails. Is your business open?
Yeah. Or the post like, unfortunately, we're going to be closed for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
That turned into a year.
Think what a pain in the ass that was, though, because everybody only updated their Facebook and they forgot 17th. To upgrade their. March 7th. And they forgot to update their Twitter or their Google My Business. So you'd be like calling, or you'd go there and it says we're open, and then you'd go and they're closed.
For sure.
That was a lie.
Well, I couldn't imagine the business listings, California. We went through that problem with restaurants. You know what I mean? Like, are you open? Are you not open? So, that was also the thing too of like, this killed people's businesses, but also made them rethink of their operation system.
It'll be very, we're still in it. It'll be very interesting what all this looks like on the, what does this look like in August, and what does this look like next year, and how do people change and adapt to this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know. I think this gets more interesting.
I
I think we're all going to have to be dancing in front of our businesses on TikTok.
Oh my god.
Is there going to be another dip?
I don't know.
Because I'm in on this one.
You're ready for the dip? Buy the dip.
I'm ready for the dip.
What dip? What is this?
The stock
Stonks.
market. You got to buy the dip.
Remember we were talking about the stonks.
She doesn't even know. She doesn't even care. We were having a Roth IRA because you're an adult conversation,
Yeah.
and
Learned
So-
a lot.
Yeah, that. So I think the gambling thing. Okay, this is kind of funny though. Let's ask Alex this about this because this is an interesting stuff. You watch The Bachelor. Me and her talk about this. We watch The Bachelor, Love Island, stuff like that. But like
Love
Bachelor did like fantasy, like fantasy football.
Yes, I've done it.
Okay,
you've
but
done
they've done
Fantasy Bachelor.
It's what's
Yeah.
it called? Batch Bracket is one website
And-
that I've used.
and I think that's a cool tech that we should. Steve, remember what I sent you the versus thing?
So
The idea.
what are we going to do it on, though? I mean, I don't watch The Bachelor.
No,
Religiously.
I'm talking about gambling tech, kind of. You know what I
Oh,
mean? That's
yeah.
where I'm trying to. I'm
You
going.
want to bet on like who gets kicked off The Bachelor?
Yeah, that's you can. It's on versus. It's
Well,
on,
I'm sure you can, but should you?
Well, remember what I
Yes.
sent you?
Why not?
About the beer pong thing,
Yeah.
or what, you know what I mean? And you've played fantasy, and you would almost pay as entertainment, right?
Would you?
We all put in $20 and
Yeah.
feel like the winner,
But
like
would
that.
you actually bet? Okay, so you're watching The Bachelor, whatever, Monday nights, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would you bet on like John is going to be
Yeah.
kicked off the show? Would you place some money wager on that?
Maybe. If there was like a system set up.
Exactly. There's got to be a thing. Build it.
See, this is
That would be
what-
like my type of sports betting.
See, this
but
is what
bachelor
this is.
betting.
This is the missed opportunity here. This is
Yeah.
where they're marketing it to the wrong people because
Steve, let me show you this.
I
I
re-
found today.
oh my gosh.
Okay.
I mean, I'm excited to see this. She's gonna all of a sudden start betting on a.
Well, okay. So I learned about this today or whatever. I mean, this has got to do with kind of the stuff like this. But
Okay.
this barstool play, because I mean, I'm a barstool. I'm a stoolie guy. I mean, I actually have been got into it, but they're also doing. You can bet which stock will perform the best this week.
Interesting.
See this. What honestly, all I think. So the adult in me thinks that some of this is like bad.
Why?
Correct.
Well, because like not everything in life, like the stock market is already risky, right? Like I don't need to bet what stock is going to perform the best. You know how I like to bet when the stock is going to perform well? By putting my money in the stock.
That's true. That's true.
I don't know that I need to bet on like, hey, I think AMC is going to rip this week. That's
They just released this today.
I think
On it. Well, no, the Barstool Play app has been out, but the being able to bet on which stock is going to perform better.
that's crazy.
You gonna do it?
No, but I think that's cool. I think it's neat. I think that's like something. I think that's something that we're talking about in like the tech side, like that versus this Barstool Play. Like this is showing they've been doing live streams of people playing beer pong against each other, and because they have an audience, you can bet like I think Hank's going to win.
That's
I think.
cool.
I think that's cool too.
I think it is.
I think this is a slippery slope.
it's like sports betting, but just like a game.
But this
Correct.
is the old man side of me talking. This is like the dad side of me talking. Like, should you be able to bet on everything and anything at any given point? It's one thing when you can go to a casino and you can put $500 down on a game and then you have to leave. But you don't live at that casino. When you're bored sitting at home and I'm scrolling through TikTok
Yeah.
and Brian's bored as fuck and he's betting on a guy playing beer pong
Yeah.
and he loses his paycheck because Brian's a goddamn gambling, has a gambling problem. And you're sitting there as like drinking your wine, watching The Bachelor, and you lose $500 betting on whether John gets the last rose.
Well,
That's a trap.
and I get that, and I think it's going to be regulated. And I honestly, the old man in me feels about cryptocurrency because I'm sitting there, and I mean, people are crushing it in crypto, but I'm also like, when the fuck is that going to become?
Yeah, but I mean, this is like somebody's real money.
What isn't crypto? Isn't it the same
Yeah,
thing?
but it doesn't. But it doesn't go to zero.
If you can place bets for sports betting with the app on your
Yeah,
phone,
you should
what's
be.
really the difference?
I'm
with
not.
doing
I'm
that?
not arguing
I'm in the
whether or
wrong
not
thing
it's a good idea or that it's like interesting because it's interesting.
Yeah,
But
I just wanted to bring this up
should
on the
it
topic
happen?
today because I wanted people to do some own research on it, even you guys to look into it, because I think that it's cool, and I think that's kind of my tech thing that's coming in. We talked about stocks, we talked about the power of the internet, we talked about influencing today. Talked a lot about today. Thanks for joining our show, Alex.
yeah,
Of course, anytime.
covered a lot of shit today.
Like we did,
Hopped around.
and so so check that stuff out, guys. So I mean, if you guys haven't, check out what we talked about. We'll post some links, Steve, in the YouTube description.
Well, I'm going to post some links.
Well, I know on some of them we said we were going, we didn't, and so we
Slack me this.
we do
out.
got to go
We're
back.
Gonna post this out.
Yeah. So the Versus, the Barstool stuff.
We're gonna be betting on the Bachelor on Monday.
Check out the Stonks. So, thanks again for listening to the AMP Podcast, Adventure and Activity Marketing Pros. My name's Jaden. We'll see you guys all next time and signing out.
Good night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
later. And that's it.
Here we